No, you lock it. Okay.
Hi. All right.
Hi.
Welcome back, everyone. I think we are now ready for the next session. Really looking forward to this one. Surely we are talking about the secret to fitness. And this session will be actually, we will have Dr. Aneeta Madhok, who's the integrative nutrition health coach, open spaces in conversation with Miss Ayesha Billimoria. She's the fitness coach and movement specialist, Fitgirl India. Over to you, Aneeta, and welcome, Ayesha.
Thank you. Thanks so much.
Hi, Ayesha. It's great to see you once more.
Hi.
Swati, I might like to tell you that Ayesha has been my coach, my running coach, and if it wasn't for the pandemic and there being no marathons more to run, perhaps I would be running a marathon with her today.
Wow. You will one day.
Maybe
I'm positive.
will. And there's still a long way to go for that. So I'm really looking forward to today's session because Ayesha is not only my coach, she's helped me break many barriers. You know, I think I'm too old to run, I'm too old to do this. And she just said, Aneeta, go run, and I just ran. And I didn't realize how much I broke within me, what all I broke within me to run. But Ayesha is a 3-time national champion in 200-meter sprint. Now, when you say sprint, you can understand what it means, And she represented Maharashtra for quite a lot of many years. And she has held many state and national titles. And during her teens, she was also named the fastest girl of India. And she's also the former captain of Adidas Runners Mumbai crew and has represented Adidas in several national and international tournaments. So not only is she a great athlete, but she's also a glamorous personality, gorgeous and beautiful to the core as a human being as well. And I know that more than anyone else here. And she works as an athletics coach and movement specialist in Mumbai. And in 2016, she started her own enterprise by the name called Project Fitgirl. I love the name Fitgirl because it communicates so much. It's a great brand. And the sole purpose of this initiative was to educate young children studying in government schools in Maharashtra, Uttar Pradesh, and Madhya Pradesh in sport, movement, and life. So she's been instrumental in contributing and giving back to society. Some form of fitness herself. She's received a lot of accolades, and you can also find out more about her if you see. She's been a TED speaker, a TEDx speaker, a keynote speaker at the World Zoroastrian Congress, and a vocal proponent of gender equality and environment warrior. Ayesha, today you gained a lot more followers, at least on your social media already, I think. But you know what? I want to take you back to where it all started. I want to take you back to that point when you made the choice to focus on fitness as a career. And at that time, what were the options? Maybe there were studies and board exams or whatever. And then since then to now, how is the journey panned out?
When I started off in 1998, it wasn't something that was, I didn't think I wanted to get anywhere with sports. It was just something I enjoyed doing. I was good at it, I think. And my first coach, former coach, Savio D'Souza, came to our sports day as a chief guest, and he saw me running in the relays, and he said, "You're really good. I think you should come and train with me at PDP." And that was it. There was nothing that we thought about where we wanted to be, or there was no Olympic goal. There was no career choice that I had to make, that I'm going to make fitness and health my first priority. It kind of just happened. It the flow of the journey, I would say, was very smooth, and also transitioned into me becoming a coach, which was something, honestly, I never wanted to become first. I absolutely had a dislike towards children. I did not like the whole idea of being a massage therapist, which was my first job actually before I became a coach. So everything I said no to, I eventually ended up doing it. That's why they say never say never. That line is going to go with me everywhere I go, because I said no to many things. Consciously you say, no, I'm never going to do this, I'm not going to do that. And turns out that the universe makes sure that you do exactly that. So I believe that this whole journey has actually been very flowy from one to the other. There was no real plan on what I wanted to do. My father was pretty confident that after I won a national medal, he said, I want to see you wearing the India colors on your shoulders. And I think that was just one thing that got stuck in my head and it never left me. Maybe I was not meant for the Olympics. Maybe I'm not Olympic material. But at least that drove me. That drove me to learn more. That drove me to train hard. That drove me to get some discipline into my life. That drove me to become fitter, and the most fittest self that I could have ever been. So I've loved this journey so far. There have been many downfalls. There have in fact been more downfalls than uphills. But I believe that if there are no downfalls, you just never learn. If you're given anything on the platter, if a medal is served to you without you running the race, there's no fun in that. So I think I enjoyed my downfalls. I think that's what made me fit girl. My fit girl status is not about look how fit I am. I think I'm the most unfit person compared to what a lot of people are out there. And I say it with a lot of honesty that I see a lot of women out there, they're supremely fit, and it makes me very happy to see that Indian women have reached that position today, right? I don't consider myself to be that fit. There's a whole different personality. Yes. And I want through Project Fit Girl for these young girls to become fit girls, physically, mentally, emotionally, at all levels, to be fit, to be able to stand up for themselves, to be able to fight for themselves, to be able to use their voice to do the right things. So, yeah.
Okay, so two things. First is be careful what you say no to. It might actually come true. And the second thing is, it's always a seed of a vision that gets planted. The way your dad said, I want to see the national colors. So I can imagine you're just physically visualizing that, actually concretely doing that. And then
I actually visually, in my head, I visualize that particular moment over 20, 100,000 times or even more. I used to sleep thinking of me 1,000 times or even more. I used to sleep thinking of me crossing the finish line in an Olympic stadium. For years, I did that. For years. Wow. Through my entire career. And I was very close in 2012 during the trials of the London Olympics. I was pretty close. But it didn't happen. I think I was not fit enough to get there. But
you reach for the stars, you may get to the moon.
Yes. Yeah, that's right.
Isn't it? All right. But there are many girls and young girls you're coaching who would love to be, give an arm and a leg literally to be like you.
Yeah.
But there are some who succeed and some who don't succeed. So what do you see as the difference between, the young girls who are successful and the ones who are not successful at achieving fitness? What is the essence that makes the difference?
I think for me, success is very individualistic. How you define success, how Aneeta defines success is different from how Ayesha defines success, right? Success doesn't just mean that you won a medal and that now you're successful. Success also means that you made 5 people run who thought they could never run. To me, that is success. To me, making sure that people walk out of my training session, and it personally, people walking out of that training session feeling good. To me, I see that as being a successful coach, being a successful human, that, I made sure that this person felt good today. I made this person smile. I gave them energy that was energizing, To me, that is success, because everything else is gonna come and go. What will remain?
So what is the difference between the girls who achieve what they set out to achieve, whatever criteria of success they never had, and the ones that did not achieve, and the ones that kind of flopped around and gave up halfway?
I think in sports, luck is a very big factor. We have to address that. It's not just hard work. It's not just talent. Sport is, or I would also say anything in life requires a little bit of luck. How you how you resonate your energies with the universe. I believe in these things very strongly. I mean, I have a very spiritual side to my life, which I'm very connected with, and I feel that's what keeps me positive and going. So I think the girls who've made it, or the boys who've made it, of course they've worked hard, of course they are talented, but I guess on that day it was their luck and it wasn't mine, something like that. But each person sees success differently. Again, like, I didn't think I was going to be fit girl. This was not part of the plan. The part of the plan was only to become an Olympian. And that didn't happen. But maybe I was directed into another direction where I became fit girl. And without even realizing, the word India got attached to my brand, right? And I started representing myself through Adidas Runners. As Fit Girl, I've been invited to several places outside India. I feel maybe that was it. Maybe that was where you're meant to be, not be that Olympian. So maybe you didn't become successful there, but you got success in another field, as in the same field, but in a different way.
Yeah. Wow, that's great. So different yardsticks of success and different criteria, and each one has their own path, and there is definitely something ahead for those who try and those who don't try. But tell me, a lot of times we see the women and girls are very active, physically active and very fit when they are in school, and even it goes on to college to some extent. And then somewhere later on, two things can happen. Either marriage happens or career happens. Nowadays, more of careers are happening than marriage.
Yes.
Careers happen first and marriage happens.
Marriage happens second.
Yeah. So people get involved in their careers. They put it on the front burner, and everything is invested in their career. And I've seen so many women, they become so unfit. They gain weight. They get neck and back problems because so much on the computer. Whatever different manifestations of ailments there are. And at very early age, we are seeing young diabetics, we are seeing young...
Yes.
We are seeing very, very young people getting diabetic and obese and chronic heart diseases. We
are seeing very young people also dying from heart illnesses.
Cardiovascular disease at
yes.
age, and
yes.
So when this kind of a thing happens in our life, when we are going to take either a career or get married, whatever is our choices, fitness takes a second place. That is the point. What is the advice you would give them, and how would you keep them motivated to continue investing in their fitness? Because they tend to just completely forget.
Yeah, this is a very good question, because India is still struggling to get a lot of women to exercise. We are not a sporting country. We are a cricket country, sadly. So to change this mindset is naturally going to take us a couple of decades more. We are on the path, that turn has happened for India. But it is, today I feel social media has played a big role in making women understand that, hey, you know what, if this person could lose 20 kilos and today she's so fit, I think I can do it as well. It has its pros and cons. There are good and bad days, of course, but I still believe that we are on the path of progress. Individually, how one can reach out to these women and say that, hey, you know what, you can get married, you can have a great career, but you can't give up on your physical self. I think that's what women like you and me can do, to reach out in our own, capacity. We can reach out to women and say that, hey, you know what, this is a good choice you can make for your life without compromising on the other two. So yeah, it takes a little bit of talking. I think platforms like this are really important to reach out to women, and to give them a message saying that taking out 30 minutes of your day for your physical, mental health doesn't take much. I mean, I understand it's not easy having kids. I understand it's not easy being a single mom. I understand it's not easy being a working mom. I'll never know all these things because I'm not any of those. So I can empathize with the women who are doing it. And honestly, hats off to them. I don't know how they do it. But I know women who are working women, single moms, moms who don't have maids and still bring up their kids at the same time, go to work and train. And I'm like, that's just wow. But that's a very small population right now. We're really saying 5% percent of the female population that is exercising is like that, but we've still got a long way to go. And also I think people make certain choices, certain people make choices that this is all, I don't want to exercise. I know many people who just don't like running. I've trained clients in the past who don't want to run. And I'm like, why do you not like running? No, I just don't like it. I've tried it. It doesn't work for me. I think that's okay.
Yeah, fitness takes so many forms.
Yeah, absolutely. You would enjoy dancing. For me, that's fit. Again, how do you define fitness? It's such a vast term. It's so broad. Fit can mean anything. Me walking.
You don't want to become an athlete sometimes,
That's right.
Become an athlete. You just need to remain fit so that.
I just want to make sure. Yeah, you know what? Now I'm in a space, since I've retired from competitive athletics. For so many years, I have done so much. And I can tell you, I have killed my body to a point where right now my body was begging for rest, and that's why I think it crashed down so badly. But when I was recovering from that incident, I really thought to myself that you're fit enough for yourself.
Yeah.
You can run, you can do push-ups, you can do squats, you can do half pull-ups. And what else do you want?
Yeah.
You don't have to prove to the world anymore. And that's what I want to tell women, that you don't have to prove to anybody what you can do. You can even do just 5 push-ups a day, 5 squats a day, and 5 crunches a day, and walk for 10-15 minutes, and you are fit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All parts of your body are moving. All parts of your body are healthy.
That's right.
Yeah, and your checkups come out clear.
Yeah. Yeah. The reason why people are going through cardiac illnesses, the reason why people are getting diabetes has a lot to do with your mental state. And if fitness is going to be a chore and not just a lifestyle, like going to the toilet or like brushing your teeth, if it's not going to be that lifestyle, then you're putting yourself through stress, and exercising isn't about stress. It's about the good endorphins. It's about enjoying them.
Absolutely. Absolutely. There's a rush of good energy that you get.
Yeah. Exactly.
And that's what gives you the kick. Great. So that's wonderful. So tell me, what are the top 3 things that motivate you? Just top 3. I'm sure there are lots of things that, compel you or that, inspire you. But what are the top 3 things that motivate you to get up in the morning and invest in your body?
There has only been one thing that motivated me my whole life, and that was the Olympic medal.
Okay. But now that's over. So now what is it that motivates?
Now I think nothing motivates me to wake up. It's a part of my lifestyle.
Okay.
Yeah.
You don't need motivation.
I don't need motivation anymore, because I feel like that part of my journey or that part of my life was a very long part of my life.
Yeah.
25 years I did the same thing. I can rest my motivation. It's all right. Yeah. I mean, I'll never be demotivated, because sport has become a part of my lifestyle. It'll never leave me. But tomorrow, if I wake up, tomorrow's Saturday, I don't have work. It's an off day. I don't need to get out and work out. It's fine. I'll take an off. It's really okay. Because 5 days of the week, I do the same thing again. I go out, I train people, I'm showing them exercises. Some clients I train with as well. So I'm fit. It's good for me. I don't have to be crazy anymore. I know people who are still crazy out there, and I'm like, it's fine.
People who are your peers, you mean?
I have lots of peers in my space of fitness across India. There's some very dear friends of mine, but they're obsessed. And I watch from afar, and I'm like, good for you. I don't want to be that person anymore. I've been through that. It wasn't good for my health,
So I guess it's different strokes for different folks.
Of course.
What works for you and what works for somebody else.
See, I peaked.
Fitness is such a unique and bio-individual kind of thing.
Yeah, but I peaked as a teenager. I was a national champion in my teens. I was doing very well in my 20s. So I've been through that stuff, Maybe this part of my life now demands something else out of me. Maybe now it's telling me, relax. Now enjoy the fruits of all that success. Now give people the education. Now go out and, train more people. Give them all that knowledge you got. So, yeah, I guess I'm okay not being so crazy anymore.
So what's the vision that drives you now?
Project Fitgirl definitely drives me. It's something I want to tap into across India, into smaller villages and towns. I think it's very important to educate a girl child, not just in your social studies, geography, and mathematics, but also in fitness, sports, to give them an outlook. At the end, it's their choice if they want to choose sports as a career or if they want to choose sports as a lifestyle. But to actually go out there and give it to them is a very difficult task in our country.
So what are some of the, social, psychological barriers that you encounter particularly in BNC classes?
Lots.
What are some of these? Would you like to talk about these and how do you manage to convince the young girls?
I was thrown out of a school because I was trying to convince the principal to make sure the girls can wear shorts. I was thrown out of that school.
The first thing is you can't wear shorts.
The girls dare not wear shorts. That the word is dare not. They told me. They said, this is our school. Yeah. Don't you dare tell us what our children should be wearing and doing. Yeah. I was like, and these were all men, basically. So I thought to myself, okay, you got to be ready for this because this is going to be across India. This is not just Bombay. I'm talking about a school in Matunga, by the way.
I see.
A government school in Matunga. So can you imagine what it's like in UP?
Yeah.
So the girls I've trained in UP,
they can wear burqas and do sports also.
Well, the Muslim girls have to be in their burqas. Yes, the Muslim girls have to be in their burqas. But otherwise also girls, you'll never see a girl wearing anything that even shows her shin bone. They are all either wearing those kurta pajama pants or they're wearing track pants or they're wearing jeans. And on the top, some of the girls who are a little more boisterous will wear t-shirts and jacket. But other girls are still in their salwar. And what I love is they never complain. You go train these children, and I'm sorry to say the people who are watching, with no offense to your children and what schools they go to, but kids who go to very elite schools or even go to ICSE, SSE schools, they're so fussed about what they wear. My shoes are not right. I wore the wrong singlet. My shorts are hurting. I got chafing. Children in these small villages, they don't know what complaining is. And for me, that is the real joy of coaching somebody, where you give your whole self to me saying, I trust you, coach. I know you are here to teach me something. So I don't care for the rest of it. I don't care कि मैं नंगे पैर भागूं, मेरे पास पानी नहीं है, मेरे पास पी कैप नहीं है, मैंने चश्मा नहीं पहना. दीदी क्या करना है आज? They get up at
girls who want to run, they will wear anything and run.
Not just girls. It's not just girls. It's anybody who wants to have a better life for themselves. It's anybody who wants to achieve something in life will go ahead and do it no matter what.
But then there are barriers that stop the girls sometimes.
Sorry?
Specific to the gender, the girls. Particularly when you go to B class, C class towns, or you go to.
So yes,
there are many social barriers and even psychological barriers.
But I'll tell you from my personal experiences that today a lot of fathers and brothers are actually encouraging their girls to take up sports. Small population, I would say 1.5% population of the entire population of our rural India, but that is still progress. Yeah. I still see that as progress because talking about when you were my age, that was a complete taboo.
True.
It was a complete taboo. Today, at least, these men are saying, "Betiyan dukaan pe nahi baithegi, betiyan jaake school jayegi." And then there is a population that says, "Betiyan bahar nahi jayegi, betiyan ghar pe baith ke kaam karegi." They don't even send their girls to school. There is this, but the population of the percentage is very minuscule.
So now we're seeing a lot of change already happening.
We are seeing minor changes, but it's still a long way to go. Again, we are a very vast populated country. We are extremely, I don't want to use the word illiterate because that's not right, but actually we are. The literacy rate in our country is so poor. And I don't just say literacy is education in school. I just mean life literacy. Our life literacy levels are extremely poor. I mean, people don't have the civic sense to cross the road. What more can we talk about?
Okay. All right. So we have a few minutes left. I'd like to ask the audience, please post your questions on the chat window and I will There are lots of compliments here. Sarita Sethi says, I love your honesty, Ayesha. You're very authentic and I love the fire chat. So there are lots of lovely comments coming in the chat window. So I'd like to invite the audience to please post your questions to Ayesha. And, any doubt that you might have that you can't run, just ask her, and I could ask her and she made me run, definitely, for sure. I'm sure she can make anybody run. She's so inspirational. So while we are waiting for the questions to come in, Ayesha, I just wanted to know, I know that sports is a big part of your life. I've seen it. But in the past 6 months that, or a year and a half now of pandemic, have you picked up any new hobby? Because we had to be locked down and 9 months, many of us didn't even leave our homes. So how did you keep it up during the pandemic? Your fitness?
I personally am not a big reader.
Yeah.
I mean, I like to read, but I'm not a big reader. But I also like to read things that motivate me or educate me.
Yeah.
So I spent a lot of that time studying different things. And since my speciality and expertise and skill has a lot to do with running technique, so I started studying biomechanics of running in this period. That was very eye-opening for me for all the mistakes I had made through the years. That's about it. Otherwise, we were pretty fortunate, touchwood, to keep our work going because we were, doing a lot of online. I think the only people who really got saved through the pandemic were fitness trainers.
Yeah.
So I didn't have much time to do other stuff because work was pretty good. And I think we did some good work in that time. Just made sure that our clients became super strong with their base with all this online training. But hobby-wise, no, not really. I didn't pick up anything.
Okay. So according to you, what is the role of nutrition, food in being a sports person?
Do we have all evening to talk about that?
Yeah. So I would love you to talk.
I said, do we have all evening to talk about that? Because nutrition is such a big topic.
I'm waiting because, somebody is asking. Okay, let's go to the questions that come in. What is one motivational quote that you would give to women and girls to get in their shoes and exercise and stay fit? This is coming from Preeti Wellinkar.
What is the one motivational quote? I'll just say, enjoy it. Go out there and enjoy it. No matter what distance you run. Okay. Just have fun.
All right. Shoma Srivastav asks, what do we do with weak knees past 50 years of age?
Tough. I don't think anybody is weak. I don't think any part of our body is weak. Yeah. But I do believe and I do trust the process of aging. Yeah. You can consider food as an option to take care of your joints and exercise. The good kind of exercise, not just doing something because you've been told to do it, but knowing what suits your body.
So Ranjana asks, if someone has not run, can they start at any age?
You should answer that question.
Yeah, okay. I started at 61. All right.
Yeah.
If that helps anybody. I started running at 61. So, and I was not very fit when I started. That's for sure. I was like,
and you enjoyed it.
That's amazing.
Yeah. And you enjoyed it. Remember, you enjoyed your running. It didn't matter if you ran 100 meters or 20 meters or 200 meters. You just had fun, whatever you did.
At Joggers Park, you told me, okay, Aneeta, run one lap and come back. I have not run before. It's okay. She's telling me to do it. Let me do it. And I did it. I didn't know I could do it till I did it. So Preeti is again saying, at what age can one start running again? What about women in their late 60s? Okay, that is also answered, I guess, to some extent.
1 and 5-year-olds, 10 years, and for younger girls, how do you motivate them and what distances do you recommend for
5-year-old children should be playing in a park. Please don't try to motivate them to get into sports. It's their age to play.
Exactly.
This is a big message to all the parents out there. Please chill out.
Let them enjoy the physical.
Yeah, kids are kids. Kids
put them in a class for running.
Kids should be put into everything, skating, swimming, gymnastics, whatever running they want to do. Let them pick.
Yeah.
Why do you have my book in your hand? It's so cute.
So I've got your book in my hand because, this book actually says the ultimate mind body fitness guide and it's called Run and it's by Ayesha. and I have a personal autograph, that's of course, but this is step-by-step, Ranjana, many are asking to run and all. It's a step-by-step guide to running.
Running, yes.
Okay.
And it's a paper coach, Of course, nothing like a physical coach like Ayesha.
No, but when sorry to interrupt, but can I tell you, when I was writing this book, I wasn't very happy when I was writing it, because I said running cannot be written in a book. You cannot teach people how to run via text. And anyway, the publication house approached me. They said, we want you to write. I said, okay, I'll do it. I was super lazy. It took me 2.5, 3 years to write this book, because I wasn't convinced that this was going to help anyone. Although I knew that the method will, like in person, the method will always work for people. But I didn't think that writing a book would be any help. And the feedback that I have received from people, I am almost blown away. And, I'm not trying to be modest here, but people have gone out and run 5Ks and 10Ks. And people who've never run before said, we ran because we read your book. I didn't think the book would do so well. As in, please go ahead. I think it has had some positive impact on a lot of people. And I hope that if you have never run before, this might actually give you some insight into how to run well and how to just enjoy your running. More than anything, you got to have fun no matter what age you start at. And parents, I'm sorry, but let your kids enjoy what they're doing. Everybody doesn't need to do the sport that you want them to do. They don't need to be competing or being professional, but just make sure that they're physically active, because you have to get your energy out somewhere. And for children, that should be in sports.
Okay. Yeah. That's wonderful. We are approaching our closing time, and it's so sad, because that one question which I wanted an answer to, what about food and nutrition for people who are physically active? Do you have to take all those protein supplements and stuff like that? But I'm going to make sure that you come back once again to CIIIWN to answer the food link and connection with fitness. Because I know there is a lot that you have.
Oh my God, we can really talk about nutrition at a completely different, table together. But anybody who has any questions regarding running, how to get into running, if anyone needs help with training, you know where to reach out to me. I'm available on my Instagram, Facebook. These are the places you can contact me. I go by the name Fitgirl.India. So please do not hesitate to reach out to me. I'm always happy to help. And always happy to make sure you're running right.
Fitgirl.India just got a lot of followers now. Great, wonderful.
Thank you.
And so much, appreciate all the honesty that you have brought to this.
Thank you. Thanks
and
so much.
authenticity that you have brought to this entire conversation.
Thank you so much for having me. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Ayesha. And lots of people with questions, please ping her directly on her Facebook or Insta handle.
Yes.
And you can get all the answers to your questions there. Thanks a lot, Ayesha.
Thank you.
Over to you, Swati.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
It was amazing. Thank you very much, Ayesha and Aneeta, for bringing this piece together about running. Basic stuff, but how much difference can it make to one's life? I think you've put it very nicely, simply for all of us. I think most of us are now itching to run out of this conference and maybe start running. Yeah, so thank you. And this is always needed. I mean, we all know the goods and the bads, and somehow we just need this platform to come when you come share your experiences, and that makes such a hell of a difference. Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you. Thanks for having me. Thank you.
Absolutely wonderful. So
thanks.
Well, on this running note, let us get on to our next session, and the focus session of the day, really, the panel discussion on technological advances and innovations in women's health. I think that's really the center stage, because we are talking about how technology is playing a very, very critical role to bring in more innovation in improving women's health and the innovation